Alright, good afternoon YouTube. This is November 720 Sierra. 720 Sierra is actually in the crib taking a nap right now, so hopefully we'll bring her out here in a little bit and you get to meet her. Her real name is Shiloh, and she was born on July 20th, so we got November 720S. In phonetics, it would be November 720 Sierra, but that's where we got it from. So, alright, so this video that I wanted to do today is a tool video. There's a lot of people who do tool videos, and this is going to be a long video, but we're going to chop it up in sections because there's a lot of tools you need in order to build your airplane. And this is in no particular order, okay? So I'm going to be bouncing around in different places. So if you're watching this, then you've found my channel, so please subscribe and hopefully you like it, and if you'd like to donate, we have a GoFundMe account and a Build Send Go. Build Send Go account. So I guess one of the first things you need is a bench to work on, because you don't want to be working on the floor and you don't want to be working too high, don't want to hurt your back. So I actually built this bench from plans by April Wilkerson on YouTube, and it's modified from her original build, but that you're welcome to build it the way you want to. I originally built it to do woodworking projects on, which I like doing. I've got lots of tools over there, and I'll show you those later. And then when we decided to do the airplane, we said, well, we need a bench anyway, so we'll just make it dual use. In Evan's videos, which we do have a TV in the garage on YouTube, and we can. It's on Wi-Fi, so we can watch Evans and other sling videos as we're going through the build. So I would highly recommend having something similar in your build area, because it's helpful to go look at other people's builds and go, oh, okay, now I can see exactly what they're doing. Some of it's a little confusing when you read the plans. You're not sure exactly what they're doing. I wish it was step by step, but it's not. So anyway, that's a highly recommended thing. Right to the left of the TV, you can see a GoPro camera. We've not really made use of that one. We're using primarily the one you're viewing this on, which is, I had bought a couple of video cameras. One was this little 4K video camera here, and it's nice because it had a pop-out thing here to watch. But the problem is this thing only did videos in .mov format, and you can't change that. And the guy that was helping me do the video editing stuff can't work in MOV format. So anyway, all right, that's just some video stuff, but let's get back to tools. Oh, also the workbench. Anyway, I built it from April Wilkerson's, and it's got numbers. I put numbers down the side because this is for woodworking. It's got a nice flat top on it, and all I did was, and similar to Evan's videos, I took a piece of carpet and put it on top to make all your aluminum on here, and it doesn't scratch. So that's what that's from. Everything on it is made with French cleats, so I can move things wherever I want to. I have a Moxon vise on the end. These are French cleated. Oh, here's that rivet down here. So I built all these, built these little boxes to, this one puts staples in it. The one on the opposite side over there has screws and nails in it. And then I built these little bench shelves on the bottom that slide either side. You can go beyond that side and slide it out. There's just storage in here to store stuff in. I have over here, I have our notifications from the sling factory. I have the POH here for the sling. I have other books. This is the service bulletins here. That's just where I kept them. You don't have to do all that sort of stuff. I made up a whole bunch of drawers. They're all French cleated down here to hold things. I built this cabinet here. There's a little short video on this one. But on the side is all these French cleated stuff just for storage. So I do have a set of lights here in the garage for when it's getting a little darker. This lights up everything very well. A couple of fans from the hot. As you know, when we started these videos, it was 110 degrees outside. It's 65 right now. This morning it was in the 55 range.
It's in the 30s when I left work.
When she left work this morning at 6 a.m., it was, what'd you say?
It's like 37.
37, okay, so lots of temperature variations. All right, so the other thing that we did is I bought this, and it's on wheels. It's a little compartment here, and got some pegboard up there. And when the parts come in, particularly the empennage kit, we took all these plastic things and put them here, and you can see one here that was just a nice way to organize things. Took these old peanut jars and put Clecos into them. So got the copper, the black, the gold, and the silver, and some miscellaneous ones. And I used a bunch of these little, what were these?
Formula cans.
Formula cans, yeah, to put rivets into. Here it tells you number 995, 4.0 by 10 aluminum dome rivets, and you can see rivets in there. Okay, they're just good for organization. I got a whole bunch more up there I haven't used yet. And we labeled it rudder, elevator, vertical stabilizer, horizontal stabilizer, and this tape's just come off for other sections as we're doing them. We stored stuff in there and organized it, and when we got to the rudder, we just took all the parts out, put them on the table. So it was just very organized. Okay, we're going to need probably, I have 4 sawhorses, yeah, I'm sorry. I got 2 here and 2 over here. At least 4 would be good to have. So the dimpler, I built the dimpler to sit at the exact same height as the table. So as we're running wing skins and fuselage skins across, we can dimple them easily. All right, so I just put a piece of carpet over here to protect it. I've got a couple of settings on here. I can move this back for when we're up on that. I moved it forward. Somebody suggested in one of the videos that we move it forward. I moved it as forward as far as I could. It was 6.5 inches out. Anyway, this is a DTDR or DRTDT, whatever, dimpler, and it works really, really well. It's very good to get one of these. You'll need one. Now, is it absolutely 100% that you have to have this specific model? No, you can buy this head unit and make your own. A couple of people have, and there's some videos online about that. But your dimples dies go up in here and here, and then you dimple. And this is really, really nice because doing these manually is really difficult when you have to use the hand squeezer. Now, I do have a hand squeezer, okay, and this came from Aircraft Tool Supply, as you can see. You will need this also, because there are times when you need to get into a small area and you don't need that big thing. So you use this to get into smaller areas. So you'll need one of these too. So this came as a kit. It has a bunch of different sizes of these yokes on here, and different die. Yeah, I guess they are dies. Let's see, and some various other tools to use in here. But anyway, this is nice to have also, so you'll need one of those. One of the other things you'll need, and everybody told me you need to get a set of really nice drill bits. What they forgot to tell me is you need metric ones. And these were hard to find. I had to order them. Could not find them locally. But you do need a set of metric drill bits. So I have a set. And then you will need extras of the 4.0 millimeter and the 3.5 millimeter. So I bought some extras of those. Okay. I got your instructions here, your KIA over there. All right, so here you'll need lots of Sharpies. So I have various colors of Sharpies. Now, these are pretty much aircraft tools. You'll need all of your other tools that you normally have around the household. All right, your needle nose pliers, some lineman pliers, some wrenches, and I'll show you my toolbox here in a minute to go through that. As we eat popsicles or come across these things, I save these because you'll mix epoxy with these, so save those. This is an awl, and it's very helpful when you're aligning the skins onto all of the areas, and you have to go through 3 or 4 layers of aluminum, and you just push it down to get it lined up. And so I have one of those. Got some Knipex pliers. I picked these up at Harbor Freight. They're not actually branded Knipex pliers, but they are some inexpensive ones. Okay, so we've got some deburring tools here. This is in one of Evan's videos. He uses this as a roller, and it puts a tiny edge on the aluminum in certain areas. As you just roll the aluminum through here, that puts a little bended edge on the edge of the aluminum, so it's not quite so sharp. So I bought one of these. I don't remember what you call it. Edge roller. Anyway, that's what it was. I forget. I get it from Airpress Spruce or Airplane Supply. Forget where it was. This is something I recently picked up, very important, which I found out that I'm needing more and more. And this comes open, and you've got all of your different size rivets in here. This is a rivet cutter. So you may, of course, you got the mandrel and the rivet here. And sometimes you'll need to take the mandrel out. You'll have to bang it down on a piece of wood that you cut, a little hole, and then you'll have just the rivet, but you won't need the full-size rivet. It won't fit wherever you're doing it. So you'll end up cutting them. And I was cutting them with a Dremel tool and trying to hold it, and it got hot and it was hard to do. I just bought this. I've not used it yet, but it's a rivet cutter, and you can adjust the depth of how far you want to cut, and you put this in and you push it together, and it makes a nice cut on the rivet. So you will need to shorten your rivets on several areas. So that's a recent buy that I bought. These are pliers that you grab your wire with and you pull it, and they twist the wire as you're pulling this out. It just puts a twist in the wire, and you'll need that when you get closer to your engine build. These are a special set of pliers, and I forgot now what the name of them is, but there's a First Rivet talks about them, that you need a set of these. They're cam lock pliers, because there's a spring in the cam lock that's real hard to get into place. So this is a specific set of pliers. They're called cam lock pliers that you'll need in order to put those into the when you're working on the cowling of the aircraft. So I've got it ahead of time. All right, let's see what else. Okay, of course you need Cleco pliers. All right, these are spring loaded. They're a little easier. As you can see, I have 2 other ones over there. One is not a spring loaded, and so you have to open it up every time. The spring loaded are a little bit nicer to use, a little bit easier, just because they pop open afterwards. And this is a Cleco pliers with a 90-degree turn on it when you're getting up into some place that's really tight. So got one of those. Okay. Like I say, I'm going to be all over the place as I find tools. I bought this one is a Tecton torque wrench, and it is in inch-pounds. So we have used this a couple of times already on the empennage kit. So yeah, it's a torque wrench that works in inch-pounds rather than foot-pounds. But as you know, the scales are here, and you can watch a video on how to use it. But it's reversible, but you will need a couple of different torque wrenches. So add thinking about that to your build. Let me put that back. Okay, so there's one, and I have a snap-on that's a 1/4 inch here. Also drive, this is a 1/4 inch drive. So I've got a couple of those. And then I have a Down over here, I've got a couple other torque wrenches sitting down here, 3/8 inch drives, and I may have a 1/2 inch, but I can't remember now. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? We have a Rivet Nut Drill Adapter set. This is really nice. Okay, so this tool is a Riv Nut Drill Adapter Kit, and I forget where it came from, Aircraft Spruce or Aircraft Tool Supply, one of the two. But it's really nice, and I suggest, it's called an Astro, but I recommend this one. It's very good. M3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s in here. You'll need that. We use that on the empennage. Now, this is a one that is automatic for, not automatic, but it goes to your drill. This is a Riv Nut tool also, but this one's actually manual. Okay. That one goes on the drill, and it uses the force of the drill to expand the rib nuts. So I have this one, which you can manually do, and you can set the pounds of force and all that stuff in here. I've not used this one yet because I've been using the other one, but I have it in case I need it in some area that I can't get to. So you might want to hold off on this one. Definitely get the Astro. You may not need this one, but you may need it later on. I don't know. So anyway, I've got it. Okay, blind rivet removal tool. I got this, came from, where did this one come from? Aircraft Tool Supply. And it comes in a 10, 20, 30, and 40. I wish I could say that you'll never need this, but you will. You'll have to drill out some rivets at some point, and you'll need this. And there's videos online about how to use this, and that's what I've done. I've gone online on YouTube to see exactly how to set this up and use it. But you will need one of those. Okay. Countersink kit with a pilot hole cutter. Okay. The one that this initially came from, and it came from, again, Aircraft Tool Supply. However, for the sling, the ones that it came with, the 10, 20, 30, 40, did not come in the 120 degree pitch to them. So I had to order the kit, and then I had to order the 4 pieces separately to put in here. And unfortunately, so I spent more money than I really needed, but that's just the way it goes. This was not set up for the sling. It was set up probably for RVs or vans. But anyway, so we labeled it 10, 20, 30, 40, and 120 degrees. These parts I got, and there's a place in Fort Lauderdale or somewhere down there called Pan American Tool Supply. They have a lot of these tools also, so definitely check them out. They have a lot of stuff, and it was cheaper to buy it from them than it was to going through some of the aircraft specialty places. So some of the same tools that you can get from them a little bit cheaper. So, but you definitely need this set. But make sure for the sling community, you get these with 120 degree pitch, because the ones you get that come in this kit are not for 120. They're probably more for the Vans series of aircraft than for the sling. So I just want to let you know. Okay, that takes care of most of this stuff here. Okay, so I have a series of Dremel tools here that we have used. Just a Dremel, nothing big deal, but it is a Dremel set, and a cutting wheel on here. But this was part of my tools that I had before I even bought the airplane stuff. But I just happened to have them when I was doing woodworking and stuff. This is the big Dremel set here. This is the fancy one right up here. Let me see what this is. I got a whole bunch of, these are various staplers and Brad sets that I own for woodworking and stuff, and then lots of other tools that I've got, sawzalls up there, buffers. Of course, lots of hand tools in here, and a lot of tools that have been handed down to me. Some of these were my dad's. I remember using this when I was a kid. This old screwdriver here, and a bunch of his old channel locks, or what he called water pump pliers. So anyway, just lots of different tools that you probably, a lot of these things you already have. You'll need lots of clamps. I found these to be helpful in holding things together. Of course, I use them when we're working all the time, but there are times when I've used them on the aircraft too. So I have sets of those out in the refrigerator out in the garage, so I have lots of water. Another good thing to have sometimes, earmuffs if you're conscious of that sort of stuff. Because I do have, way over in the corner, there's a Sears compressor over there that runs all my pneumatic tools, and I'll show you about some of those in a minute when I get over to the other toolbox. But yes, I have pneumatic tools, and they are important because, for instance, our pneumatic rivet guns to start putting in all the rivets. I have a Stanley XT2 Pro Set, which I use all the time, and I'm probably going to pick up a DeWalt. DeWalt just came out with a new rivet gun, and I have other tools back here that, let me pull those out, because we'll need them too. I have some drill and a nut driver, but anyway, these come in handy when you're working on the aircraft. So you probably have Milwaukee's or DeWalt's or whatever. I just happen to have more DeWalt's. I don't have any Milwaukee, so I'm going to buy the DeWalt rivet gun because it uses the same battery that I already have here, and I don't have to buy new batteries and chargers. All right, let's go over to the toolbox.